I would like to go over one of the policy changes with HHSC that has happened currently as of this year, 2016. It used to be if a person had taxes withheld from their income, their monthly income, such as their Social Security check, a pension check, railroad retirement, or civil service pension, they would actually allow a deduction for the taxes withheld. Well, currently they're not doing that anymore as of 2016. And this is the actual policy, E3200, types of unearned income. And since these would be considered unearned income because the people aren't actually going out and working, they're just receiving a check such as a pension or Social Security. So anytime they have taxes withheld, that is not going to be deducted from the co-payment as it was previously. So what I'd like to go up to is right here where it says, income tax withheld from unearned income is also not a deductible expense for the co-payment calculation. What they mean by co-payment calculation is what the nursing home typically refers to as the applied income. So typically you have someone who has, let's say, $1104.90 in gross income with their Social Security. And let's say they also have $100 taken out in federal income taxes withheld. So typically you would subtract that $104.90 from the $1104.90 and you would get it down to $1,000, because that would be the Medicare Part B premium deduction that they do allow. So then, as I gave you an example, if I have $100 in taxes withheld, that means my actual net payment is going to be $900. Well, the way Medicaid is looking at it now, instead of a co-payment of $900, your co-payment would be $1,000, because that tax withheld is actually not going to be deductible anymore as it once was. Your typical deductions now are going to consist of, if you have VA, would be aid attendance or housebound benefits, and there are some dependency allowances as well. For your Social Security income, typically it's going to be your Medicare Part B premium, and very few situations a person will maybe pay for their Part A, but in most cases they don't. Things such as if the person has rental income, rental property rather, and they do rent their home out and they're receiving income from that, there are certain deductions such as property taxes that are allowed once a year. There are other things as maintenance fees, homeowners insurance, property tax, those kind of things. The most common one is going to be for the medical, which would be the Medicare Part B, your Medicare Part D, and then you have the person's health insurance premium. Well, it used to be that the taxes withheld would be considered one of these deductions as well, but that's no longer the case. So one easy fix is what I've been telling a lot of our clients when I see this, and probably the biggest problem is going to be the people that have, or are the people that have civil service pensions. Typically civil service pensions take out a very high dollar amount in taxes withheld. So you'll see as much as $200, $300, or $400 withheld in taxes. Well, what will have to happen is, because it's not part of the co-payment budget and it's not going to be deducted, that person is actually going to be getting less in their actual check, their payment, than they have to pay you, the nursing home. So the way to combat this is, anytime someone has taxes withheld from their income, they typically have to file an income tax return for the next year, well, for the previous year when it comes to the next year. So what they would need to do, the family member that is going to be filing the taxes for their loved one that is on Medicaid, that has these taxes withheld, they would want to basically get a monthly statement from the facility of any payments made to the facility, any type of medical payments, and they can use this as a deduction for medical expenses. Medical expenses are an allowable tax deduction, and I believe currently it is if it exceeds 10% of your gross adjusted income. So that's just something to pass on to any of the people that you deal with that do have taxes withheld, and the family member is typically covering that portion that they're not getting or that they're not realizing. And instead of putting them in the hole whenever they do file taxes for the person, when they get that tax refund for the person that is on Medicaid, they can reimburse themselves. And that's actually allowable through Medicaid, through I believe it is Chapter I-4000, that talks about a person is allowed to pay debts that are owed without realizing a transfer bill. So hopefully this little tidbit can help you guys. And remember, That section is going to be E3200 for types of unearned income. If you guys ever want to reference this on your own or pass this along to any of your residents, loved ones that are the responsible party there at your nursing facility. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to contact us here at the Bond Law Firm at 281-448-4100. My name is Leslie Berry, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.